I love all of my handheld consoles, but the Nintendo 3DS just has that magical combo of portability, charm, and a library packed with both heartwarming comfort games and deep imaginative JRPGs. I've spent hundreds of hours curled up with this little clamshell console, and today I want to share 10 of my all time favorite 3DS games. Whether you're just picking up a 3DS in 2025 or want to revisit some gems, I hope this list helps you rediscover the magic. Hey friends! I'm Autumn. Welcome back to Cozy Cartridges, where we celebrate all things warm, nostalgic, and handheld. If you love handheld gaming, JRPGs, and games that feel like a comforting cup of tea, kick back and get comfy. So, before we jump into the games, let's take a moment to appreciate the hardware itself. The clamshell design is iconic. The dual screen setup was perfect for cozy management sims, map heavy RPGs, and quirky touch controls. And the 3DS effect, while maybe not essential, gave certain games a charming little boost. Even today, the 3DS feels like the most welcoming place for handheld adventures. Now, let's dive into my favorites, starting with the Cozy Picks. Whether you're decorating, farming, or befriending adorable NPCs, the 3DS was packed with charming, low pressure experiences perfect for curling up with at the end of a long day. Here are 5 of my favorite cozy games on the system. Animal Crossing New Leaf isn't just a cozy game, it is the cozy game. This beloved 3DS entry puts you in the role of mayor, giving you more control than ever to shape your village, design your home, and create your own little sanctuary alongside some of the most adorable animal neighbors in all of gaming. You'll spend your days chatting with quirky villagers, collecting furniture and clothing, catching bugs and fish, digging up fossils. Whatever your pace, the game meets you there. It's one of those rare titles that brings an instant sense of peace, even if you only have a few minutes to play. What makes New Leaf especially cozy is its sense of rhythm and time. The changing seasons, holidays, and daily routines all feel meaningful. And hot take, I actually prefer New Leaf over New Horizons. There's something warmer and more personal about it. The dialogue feels richer, the villagers more emotionally connected. It's hard to describe, but New Leaf just feels cozier. Anyone else agree? If Fantasy Life wasn't on your radar, it probably caught your attention back in June with the release of Fantasy Life I on the Switch. The original 3DS title is every bit as charming. An imaginative blend of RPG and life sim that invites you to shape your own adventure in the whimsical world of Riveria. The story centers around mysterious falling meteorites, but that's just the backdrop. The real heart of Fantasy Life is its unique life system. You can choose from 12 different lives, like Angler, Blacksmith, Wizard, or Cook, and freely swap between them as you go. Whether you want to take down monsters with magic or spend the day gathering materials and crafting gear, the game gives you the freedom to play however you like. It's got a light, breezy tone, a colorful world full of charming characters, and surprisingly deep mechanics that keep things engaging. Whether you're playing for just a few minutes or settling in for a longer session, Fantasy Life is the kind of game that gently pulls you in and makes it hard to put down. Fantasy Life was the cult classic of the 3DS era, and with Fantasy Life I now on Switch, charming the cozy gaming community, it's finally getting its due. But nestled quietly beside it is Ever Oasis, an underrated gem that absolutely deserves more attention. This unique life sim meets action RPG has you playing as a seedling, a guardian of the desert who's tasked with building and managing an oasis. You'll oversee shops, recruit villagers, gather materials, and fulfill requests, all while heading out on Zelda-style dungeon adventures to push back the dark force threatening the land. There's a beautiful rhythm here. Nurture your oasis by day, then set off with your party to explore caves and ruins by night. The game strikes a lovely balance between peaceful town building and real-time action combat, and its watercolor-inspired art style gives it a soft, dreamy atmosphere. It's a little bit Rune Factory, a little bit Secret of Mana, but entirely its own thing, with a big heart and a gentle spirit that makes it fit right at home in any cozy collection. Marvelous had an incredible run on the 3DS, and if you've been around this channel before, you probably already know my favorite Harvest Moon, now Story of Seasons, titles come from this era. Harvest Moon: A New Beginning is particularly special. It was the last game released before the Marvelous Natsume split, and boy did they go out on a high note. This entry is one of the most customizable in the entire series. You're not just planting crops or raising animals, you're designing your dream farm from the bottom up. You can move buildings, redesign paths, and truly shape Echo Village into something that feels like your own personal haven. There's also a town revitalization element where you work to attract new residents and shops by improving the village's infrastructure and charm. The gameplay loop is everything fans love about farming sims. Tend to crops, care for animals, and build relationships with quirky and sometimes grouchy villagers. But it's wrapped in a calm, slow-paced rhythm that makes it perfect for unwinding with. It's especially satisfying for players who love the idea of creating and customizing a dreamy world that grows along with you. And speaking of dreamy worlds, Disney Magical World is one of the coziest surprises on the 3DS. You create your own custom avatar and move into Castleton, a charming little town where you live alongside beloved Disney characters. Sound familiar? Disney Dreamlight Valley definitely feels like it drew some inspiration from this hidden gem. There's a ton to do here. You'll be running your own cafe, farming ingredients, crafting furniture, dressing up in outfits themed after various Disney worlds, and even exploring light action RPG style dungeons. It's one of those games that quietly eats up your time in the best way. As you collect stickers, which act like progress markers, you'll gradually unlock new areas, recipes, and abilities that keep the game fresh. What really makes Disney Magical Worlds, magical, is the constant interaction with classic characters. Having Cinderella or Stitch stop by your cafe for a visit is always a delight. Just a heads up though, unlike DDV, this game does include some light combat. I personally enjoy it as it adds a nice little change of pace, but if you're looking for something 100% chill, that might be worth keeping in mind. The 3DS wasn't just about chill vibes. It was also a JRPG powerhouse. These 5 picks stood out to me for their emotional storytelling, unique mechanics, and that feeling you can only get from a great adventure in your hands. While I'm incredibly grateful that Awakening revised the franchise, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is easily one of the most beautifully presented games on the 3DS, and tied with Three Houses as my favorite entry in the entire series. A full remake of the Japan-only Fire Emblem Gaiden, Echoes modernizes a lesser-known chapter of the franchise with fully voiced dialogue, hand-painted environments, and one of the most personal, emotionally resonant stories Fire Emblem has ever told. You follow 2 childhood friends, Alm and Celica, who have taken very different paths in life but ultimately fight for the same goal: restore peace to their war-torn land. The dual protagonist structure adds serious narrative depth, and alternating between their 2 perspectives gives the story a sense of tension as well as heart. What really sets Echoes apart is its willingness to break from Fire Emblem tradition. Instead of just battles and cutscenes, you explore towns and fully 3D dungeons, collecting loot, leveling up, and uncovering bits of lore. It brings a welcome rhythm shift that adds breathing room between tense strategic encounters. That said, it's also one of the tougher games in the series. There are moments where the difficulty can feel downright punishing. So if you're in this for the cozy storytelling and characters, do not hesitate to play on easy mode without permadeath. The unforgettable narrative, striking presentation, and unique gameplay touches makes Echoes a standout not just on the 3DS, but in the entire Fire Emblem legacy. Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King began life as a PS2 classic, but the 3DS port brings the full experience, epic scope and all, to handheld, and that's no small feat. The story kicks off when a evil jester curses the kingdom, transforming the king into a troll and the princess into a horse. You play as a royal guard immune to the curse, setting off with a small band of unlikely heroes to undo the spell and uncover the deeper darkness behind it. The entry has one of the strongest, most lovable casts in the Dragon Quest series, especially Yangus, the reformed bandit with a heart of gold. The world is huge and vibrant, with classic Toriyama character designs that give the game a warm, adventurous feel. The 3DS version doesn't just shrink things down. It improves the experience with quality of life upgrades, like visible enemy encounters, faster battles, and even some new story content and voice acting. While fans still debate whether Dragon Quest VII or VIII reigns supreme on this system, I think VIII is the more accessible and charming of the two. For anyone new to Dragon Quest or classic JRPGs in general, this is a wonderful place to start. Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth is a fascinating blend of two beloved series, Persona and Etrian Odyssey. You get the full cast of Persona 3 and 4, drawn into a strange alternate world alongside two mysterious amnesiacs, Zen and Rei. The story follows the group as they team up to explore four themed labyrinths and uncover the truth behind their bizarre surroundings. Yes, the amnesiac twist isn't exactly new, but the heart of this game lies in the character interactions. Seeing these two casts banter, bond, and bicker is an absolute joy for longtime fans. Gameplay-wise, it's classic Persona turn-based combat complete with Persona Fusion, but reimagined through a first-person grid-based dungeon crawler lens where you map out the labyrinths. And honestly, this may be the only first-person dungeon crawler I'll ever play. But the sleek presentation, atmospheric dungeons, and incredible music scream peak Atlas. If you've ever wanted more time with your favorite Persona characters, this is it. Stella Glow is one of those unforgettable final gems of the 3DS era. A beautiful swan song for an image puck. A shame that they shuttered their doors, but they certainly went all out before they did. This turn-based strategy RPG blends tactical gameplay with rich storytelling and even some light dating sim elements, offering something truly special. You play as Alto? Yep, another amnesiac protagonist. But don't let that trope turn you off. His journey is compelling. After a fateful encounter with the Witch of Destruction, Alto sets off to recruit and unite 4 elemental witches in order to save his village, Mithra, and ultimately, the world. Each witch has her own distinct personality, backstory, and musical magic, which plays a central role in both the story and the combat. Battles are classic grid-based SRPG fare, but with a few unique twists, environmental manipulation, and character speed impact turn order, which adds strategic depth. Outside of combat, you get free time where you can build bonds with your teammates, complete side quests, or explore different parts of the world. These moments strengthen your relationships and unlock new abilities, much like the Persona or Fire Emblem support systems. And speaking of Fire Emblem, If you love that series but are craving something with a dose of magical realism and the emotional power of song, Stella Glow is an absolute must-play. It's one of the more overlooked 3DS titles, but it deserves more love. My last pick is another overlooked gem, Yokai Watch. While it's long been in the shadows of Pokemon, Yokai Watch absolutely stands on its own with a distinct identity and a weirdly wonderful sense of humor. You play as a boy or girl protagonist, props for letting us choose which, and your adventure begins when you stumble upon the mysterious Yokai Watch, which allows you to see yokai. Yokai are supernatural spirits that are usually invisible to the human eye, but secretly influence everyday life. From making people cranky to causing bad luck, these little mischievous beings are everywhere, and it's up to you to befriend and battle them. While doing so, you help people in your town solve everyday problems, and that down-to-earth setting gives the game a grounded and cozy feel in spite of its supernatural themes. The battle system isn't turn-based like Pokemon. It's a hybrid real-time system with tactical elements. You manage a rotating team of yokai, choosing when to swap them out of the wheel, activate special moves, or purify them mid-battle. It sounds chaotic at first, but it becomes second nature pretty soon and adds a layer of strategy that's really refreshing. The writing here is genuinely funny and delightfully strange, with offbeat creature designs and charming slice-of-life moments. While it never really took off outside of Japan, it remains one of the 3DS's most imaginative and stylish RPGs, and it's well worth checking out if you're craving something offbeat, cozy, and full of spirit. Get it? Yokai? Yeah, okay. The Nintendo 3DS gave us more than just dual screens and 3DS visuals. It gave us a decade of handheld adventures. Whether you love to farm, decorate, battle demons, or save kingdoms, the library still holds up as one of the most vibrant and inviting collections in gaming history. So thanks for joining me on this little 3DS scroll down memory lane. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more cozy handheld gaming adventures. And let me know down in the comments below, what are some of your favorite 3DS games? And if you're just getting started with the 3DS system, I hope this list gives you some magical places to start. Until next time, stay cozy and treat yourself to a quiet moment and a favorite game.